Good day, viewers. You're welcome to another edition of Usman English class. This afternoon, we are going to continue with active and passive voice. This new episode of active and passive voice will feature conversion of sentences that are written in perfect tense to passive form. That will be perfect tense we are going to deal with today. If you've been following the episodes one after the other from the beginning of this class, you discover that when we talked of perfect tense, we are basically talking of the tense that talks of the action that we have already completed. What we are doing, the work we have done, and we ensure that we have completed it, whether we just completed it right now or we've completed it before now, we refer to that as a perfect tense. What has been completed, an action that has been completed, is called a perfect action or a perfect tense, which is what we are going to examine today. How do we identify a perfect tense? The time we were examining this in our first episode of active and passive voice, we mentioned the fact that we use the anomalous auxiliaries. They are has, have, and had as the markers for the perfect tense. We use these three markers for the perfect tense. Meaning that if we have any sentence that has any of these three markers as its auxiliary verb, such a tense is basically talking of a perfect action, an action that has been completed. Now, if we now have a sentence that contains an action that has been completed, for instance, we say, Tunde has beaten his friend. Tolani has washed the clothes. We have completed the assignment. How do we convert the following to passive? We believe that it is very simple. It is very simple. We still use our usual method. You write out your active and the passive. We want to convert it. Do not forget to identify this. We need as, have, or add. Not all sentences that have, as, have, or add will be referred to as perfect tense, because has, have, and add may stand alone as a verb, as a finite verb. It may stand alone as a lexical verb. For instance, I have a car. I have a car. We cannot refer to this as a perfect tense. I have. In fact, this will be a simple tense. Subject, verb, and a car, object. Are we together now? Now, this one is not like the one we are talking about. But if you have this one, I have done the work. I have done the work. I, subject, have done, finite verb, the work, object. I've done it happens to be our finite verb. Break it into two. We have the auxiliary and we have the lexical. So that is exactly what we mean by the difference between perfect and non-perfect tense. Now, let's continue with what we are doing today. If we have a sentence that contains any of this, how do we convert it to passive form? We start with the present. Has or have. For the usage of has and have, please do visit our initial class where we have he, she, it going with us. I, you, we, and they will go with have. When we have this plus verb en, like the girl has broken the glass. The girl has broken the glass. Has broken happens to be our finite verb. How do we convert this to passive? Let's go back to our rule again. When we have as and have plus verb en, what do you do now? You just need to add this format. We have our as and we have our have, depending on what structure comes afterward. Now, we now have plus ben plus verb en. Now, having it this way, it is very simple. We can now have our answer from this. The girl has broken the glass. Can basically change to the glass, singular or plural. Say singular. Therefore, you still have to repeat has, then had been, the verb en, broken. By whom? By the girl. Full stop. The glass has been broken by the girl will be our passive form of the girl has broken the glass. Are we together now? Let's consider this. The Herring students. The Herring students have broken. I don't want to use broken again. Okay, finished the task. The tasks. The Herring students have finished the tasks. They were given a task to do after they fulfilled it and they finished the task. You want to convert it to passive. Just say the tasks have been finished by the Herring students. The tasks have been finished by the Herring students. This is pretty simple. It's very simple. Now, the next one that looks like that is how to convert the past. If you want to convert the past to passive, we have had will be plus verb en. Now, we now repeat the had again, plus ben plus verb en. Like Nkechi had cut the grasses before we got there. We now have had cut. Nkechi had cut the grasses before we got there. How do we convert it to passive? It's very simple. We just say, like we said in the previous edition, that you remove the adjunct first. Now, not to confuse yourself. Before we got there, remove it. Don't get yourself confused. You now base your work on S, which is Nkechi, V, had cut, and O, the grasses. We now have the grasses being brought to the position of S. The grasses as our subject now. Had does not have either singular or plural. It is still the same. Whether it is singular or plural, it will still be had and had and had. The grasses had been complete it, cut by whom? By Nkechi. When? That's when you now bring the time before we got there. The grasses have been cut by Nkechi before we got there. I believe with this, as we are going step by step, and you will follow in each of the episode, as you are following the episodes one after the other, you will get to know the magic that we have in the conversion of active sentences to passive. Do not forget, the first thing you do is work on the finite verb. Once you are able to identify the finite verb, you'll be able to know what you are going to work on again. What you convert there basically happens to be the finite verb. Before we go today, let's have the following questions, please. Question number 1. Try to write down the following questions, please. The instruction for this is convert these sentences from passive to active. Number 1. The boy was punished by the teacher. The boy was punished by the teacher. That is number 1. Number 2. The bus was being driven by the skilled driver. The bus was being driven by the skilled driver when we saw him. Number 3. A glass is broken by the careless girl every day. A glass is broken by the careless girl every day. The next one. The door was opened by the carpenter. The door was opened by the carpenter. Another one. The room was swept by the cleaner. The room was swept by the cleaner. Please, do more by practicing. You can learn more from trying to drill the following questions often and often, and get a hold of various past questions ranging from NECO BECE, State BECE, to WASC, and to NECO SSCE, to JAM UTME. God bless us. Real good. Do subscribe, like, and follow our YouTube channel at Uthman Edu Consult. Thank you for paying attention to today's episode as well. Thank you. God bless you. See you later. Good day.